Okay.
Anyways,
So,
you
first
ready?
ever No Name Crew podcast. We have Brennan up top left. We have Mr. Clint over in the middle. We
I
have
like
Sam.
sandwiches.
He likes sandwiches. We have Sam
I do.
all the way on the far right. He's our Asian man who eats cats. And you got me,
Yes.
Mark. I think,
So
yeah.
We all
basically,
know that Asians eat dogs.
Oh.
not it's interchangeable, but we all know that the true order here is Sam, Mark, Clinton, Brennan, Sam. I get top billing and bottom billing.
Okay.
I feel like it's
Wait,
more
why
me.
why am I the second to buck?
Well,
That's just how those.
because someone likes
segments.
inflating the GPU market.
Yeah. Let's not go into
Yeah.
that. Let's not get into that. All right. So, anyways, we have actually a lot of things that we can talk about on our very inaugural podcast. One of those being, of course, is the Titanfall beta that none of us can play right now.
I got to play it for like 3 hours. I was like
Yeah.
level 13, and I was like, yeah, and then it was just like, no, you're not gonna play anymore.
Yeah, it was very strange because when I got on last night, I played maybe about an hour. Went to bed at around 1 in the morning. Woke up at 7 in the morning just to play it some more before I went to work. That game is fun.
It is. It
fun.
really is. From
But
what? No,
some of
continue,
us,
continue.
like Brennan, is having troubles with it.
Yeah.
All those poor mobile GPU users. They're all. Oh,
Jesus, dude, come on. Just be professional. Stop sneezing.
God.
I can play Battlefield 4, but I can't play.
Yeah. Can't play Titanfall. A freaking
Yeah,
game
no.
that can run on an 8600.
You can't play Titanfall running on the Source engine.
But I can
Unbelievable.
play on
Good
what,
lord.
Frostbite.
I honestly expected problems in the beta, but nothing to that extent. Like where it was just
No.
physically unplayable for mobile
It's like
GPU
when you
users.
make a game that low, like the
Yeah.
required like graphic settings, you should have mobile support for it.
Yeah, definitely. It's unbelievable. Like, and especially because it's like a month away from coming out too.
Yeah,
Like I understand those things
talking
can be like
this
fixed
whole
and whatnot.
time, and my mic was muted.
good job.
I saw that. I was looking at some cakes about this movie, but nothing's coming out.
It's something that you just like slowly type in chat. You're like, Cake, you're an idiot. Mute your mic.
Because I was sitting there, I'm like, what? Cake, your mouth is moving, but you're not talking. Say
It's like, yes, he's not talking.
But anyway,
That meat in his mouth must be really good.
He
Going
doesn't
back to
care.
the,
He's a sandwich.
going back to the Titanfall discussion, it's just the game is a lot of fun.
It really is.
It's even for a beta.
Yeah.
Just, you get this sense of feeling like, oh my god, I'm running around as a parkour pilot type
Yeah.
dude. All of a sudden, the battlefield all of a sudden changes
Yeah.
because you have freaking Titans. It was a brilliant stroke of moves.
It really was.
It's like you're playing two games at once.
And that's the thing that I like about it too, because I'm not a big mech guy. Like I don't really like mechs. I mean, I think they're cool, and fighting against them is always really cool for a foot guy. And it's really cool the way, like in a sense, how they balanced it. Like I never feel like that Titan is. Oh, you're scaring me, Sam. You're like, so really, Mark, tell me more.
Keep going, baby.
But like the Titans, I never feel like a Titan is gonna overpower me. There's always a way that if I play correctly, I can beat a Titan.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's just
It is.
Titans aren't overpowered. There's a nice balance between
It
the two.
is.
It's really, really amazing how Respawn was able to do that. And in my honest opinion, I think this is where Call of Duty should have gone.
Like they should have evolved on there, and because they are Call of Duty 4 makers, you can honestly see where, the mainstream Call of Duty
The
people.
simplicity.
Yeah.
Like if they took like COD 4, because I noticed like there were like no like crazy like perk
Yeah.
choice deals.
They were
Like, you
all
just
yeah.
chose, like the two, and then
So it's
That was it.
basically COD 4 with mechs and parkour.
Yeah,
In a sense, yeah. But
All right.
yeah.
That was like one of my favorite CODs ever. So
because I'm kind of glad
Yeah.
that they didn't like go with a campaign, just like focus
Yeah.
on multiplayer, because they totally nailed the multiplayer from what I've seen.
Well, let's be honest. Even if they do have like a narrative storyline in the multiplayer, which is what they're like, it's a multiplayer
Yeah.
Yeah,
mixed in with a story. Let's be honest, we're not really gonna notice the story.
No.
No.
Well, it's kind of like you just get dropped in, like all these ships appear, and then you get dropped in, and then
Well, that's
battle,
the great thing
and then
though. It's like
leave.
you get your own story from the battle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Which team
The-
won and lost?
and it's such a novel concept too with the epilogue at when you lose. You had to
Yeah.
run to your ship. You had to make it to the ship to get out. You have to, and then you like FTL
Warp
out
speed.
of there. Yeah, you like warp speed in the middle of an atmosphere just to get out.
Yeah.
A very very novel concept. Unfortunately, the servers have been going down.
Oh my
I've
god.
been talking about it lately.
Um,
I'm keeping up with it on Twitter, but so far nothing's been said about fixing it. Oh, they are fixing it, but nothing so.
Well, yeah,
not
that's the whole
definite
point of
fix.
the betas.
Yeah.
for
Well,
server
the
Fresh
you know the
yeah.
reason why the servers went down too, right?
Yeah, I remember you said something.
Yeah,
About
they
why.
were doing a stress test about an hour before I got kicked off, and they just wanted to like pump as many many codes and whatnot, and just overwhelm the servers to see how much they could take. And from what I've seen on Twitter and whatnot, they took a lot, which is really good, especially for a beta, because those goes down like, when a beta usually opens, it's down in like 3 hours because people are just like flooding it, and they're doing
Yeah,
a really good job.
I would have been on, but they ended up sending me an Xbox One code instead.
The typewriters, that's how they send out codes.
This is
Yeah.
funny how that happened. Anyways,
I do want to talk about one thing though, Sam, is my problem with Titanfall. I know that we're like praising it. It's like, oh my god, game of the year. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so much fun. We are still in the honeymoon phase, like I tell everybody who gets a new beta or a new game in their hand. But one thing that really, really frustrated me is the lack of customization.
I think
It's
that's because of
very
the beta,
bland.
I don't think they're gonna give that to us in the beta, to be honest.
to be fair. Like the one cool thing that I want is like to be able to customize my Titan.
Yeah, that like you had
That's the
one
thing I
other.
want. That's the one thing I
Like-
want them to do.
like
Yeah.
Like,
so
the
bad.
skulls of your dead enemies are hanging from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
I want them
running around
hanging
in a
from my gun.
fabulous hot pink Titan.
With like
Yes.
fairy wings on the back. And...
Yeah.
That is one fabulous thing. I would
Yeah.
not mind being killed by that.
Because of the wings, you get
Suddenly
like an
you're
extra
dead and you
boost. Oh
find
my
out that on the
god.
back of them, there's just skulls from the back of them.
Yes.
You can't see, like, hanging from the wings.
The unfortunate part is that none
That'd
of
be
us have been able to
fantastic.
play together.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because one of the coolest things I found is that like how you can rodeo enemy Titans.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with friendly Titans. You can just
Can
get
you
on the back and
really?
yeah, you can just.
I
hang
didn't
on
know
and just,
that.
like, ride around on your friend's Titan.
I
Oh.
haven't been following this stuff because when there's a game that I think that I'm really, really gonna like, I do not follow up anything on that. So the
Mhm.
moment I get into the game, everything's new. So you guys are saying all these things, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's rodeoing? I'm assuming rodeoing is when they showed the trailer, the guy hopped on the
Yeah.
back of the Titan.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Basically, you hop on the back and like rip off the control panel. That's like a little weak spot on the Titan, and you shoot into it. Takes a lot of rounds to pump into it, but the person inside the Titan can hop out and basically kill you if
Yeah.
you're not careful.
I
It's
just
really cool.
yeah. I just really hope that they bring more customization. That was the one thing that I really
Yeah,
because especially because there's one of everything. There's not like a lot. Like you have one SMG, you have one full automatic pistol, you have one semi-automatic pistol, and there's like just one of everything.
Well, let's be honest. A smart pistol is probably the coolest weapon in the game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
You
is.
guys tell me
Definitely
about that. I
Definitely.
think it's gonna end up being like either
nerfed hard.
nerfed or yeah,
Hard.
It's going to be.
Well, the,
That's what you guys
the
said.
thing is that it's like it does take a little while to get a lock on if you're not like, and if you're not careful, someone will find you and can kill you.
Yeah.
It does strike a perfect chord of balance. I find.
It does.
Like,
Once
but
once I unlocked the enhanced targeter for it though, that was all gone. Cause it like cuts the like lock on in half, and you can just like turn around a corner and take out 50 grunts like no tomorrow. It's really really strong.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's
Talking about guns, the recoil.
Gone.
How'd you...
Nothing.
Yeah, I know, but like there was this one time I noticed I was watching your stream when you had the sniper rifle
hmm
and an enemy had an SMG across like the way and he
Mhm.
killed you like no problem.
Yeah. I
It's
feel
kinda
like the DMR's like or the DMR slash sniper rifle is just really not supposed to be there. Like I feel
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
could be left from the game and I wouldn't care because to be honest, you're gonna get demolished by a guy with an SMG or a rifle
Mm-hmm. It's like
Why
in a way
is there no recoil?
because it's an
like,
arcade
just,
game.
Just think of how fast they're moving and how many
Yeah.
like different ways they can go. They can like double jump. Why would you want like have like massive recoil when
That
people
is
are like flying all
true.
over the
Like
place?
I mean, it's meant to be fast and putting a recoil into a game that's supposed to be fast, I feel like would take that away. It's kind of like when you use a DMR. Like the whole idea of the game being fast, you can't be really aggressive with that sniper rifle because the game's fast and everybody's bouncing
I'm
off
sure
walls.
it'll come up eventually, but right
Yeah.
now, people just getting their hands on it's not going to happen
Yeah.
that way.
It might. We don't
So-
know yet.
Speaking of Titanfall, that's an EA game. Let's
Speaking of EA, I
other-
was just playing Tetris. Sorry.
the other EA game, Battlefield 4. Just EA just announced a new.
Oh my
DLC for
god,
it, a
I'm
new
so
expansion pack,
excited. I'm so
the Naval
excited.
Strike.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So, but if I remember correctly, EA said they were stopping halting all projects and
Mhm.
expansions for Battlefield 4 until they fix it. So that means does that mean Battlefield 4 is fixed?
See, here's the thing. What they're basically saying. We fixed this single issue. That means we can make our DLC, right?
Yeah.
The servers are good? Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See-
it's all. EA has that very funny tendency to say
Yeah.
one thing.
And do the complete
then-
opposite.
Yeah, like with SimCity.
Yeah.
We can't, or it wasn't exactly EA. It was like the Maxis or whatever
Yeah,
makes
the
SimCity.
EA kind of
It's
had like their hand on like their neck and was like, do this. Do
You're
this, do
gonna
this.
say this to the public to make them
Yeah.
believe you.
we can't.
We can't say it. They don't trust us. You say
We
it.
can't make it offline. A year later, guess what? It's offline now.
And like a
Ex-
day later,
yeah.
they hacked it, so it was offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, a day later they hacked it. Like a day after the game was released, they hacked it. I mean, I played SimCity. I've never
It was
played
like, what?
SimCity before.
It was
I
like
do
what,
have.
2 lines of code or something that they had to
Yeah.
change to hack it.
Yeah,
It took them
Yeah,
a year to
it's-
do that. Yeah.
I would have
And-
to say they turned it around really fast. It was like what, a week for them to
Yeah,
have like it was where it
Yeah.
was actually playable.
yeah. Not to mention the server issues. That seems to be EA's biggest problem. Is just servers.
Yeah. They have a hard
Right
time
now.
with it.
Yeah, it's like
Just
they
work
don't
with
understand the
Microsoft
concept.
more.
Well, that's at least it's a beta, not the actual game. I can understand that a little bit more. Let's not even go to Nintendo servers. Like during
Yep.
Christmas holidays, they just got destroyed.
Yeah.
If you haven't
Um,
noticed, like the start of like all bad launches was round with EA.
Yeah.
Like, well, not EA. I mean, SimCity. When SimCity started, every game since then has had like some sort of
Yeah.
problem with it at launch.
Well, let's not forget EA's big, like, disastrous, like, free-to-play mobile game, Dungeon Keeper, which is a remake
Oh,
of the
yeah.
original.
Whew.
Yeah, that game is just getting destroyed
You
by
know-
critics and everyone.
Hold on. I gotta close my door.
It's like so heavily microtransacted, and it's just it's bad.
it's impossible
bad.
to play after what is it like?
It's like after the first hour or so, it's like
Yeah.
you just can't even do it anymore. Which is a shame because I've been playing the Dungeon Keeper 2. It's actually really fun game. Even for it being so old, like
I
from
really do not like
1988.
microtransactions at all.
I haven't played it, so I honestly don't know how it is. But from what I've heard, it's
It's-
just like atrocious. Like it's just like constantly on you.
Well, it's like it takes like 24 hours to dig a block
Yeah,
of like dirt, and I'm
yeah,
playing
just
Dungeon
like one
Keeper
little
2.
block.
I'm playing Dungeon Keeper 2 right now, which is like the old 1998 version. And it's like, how can you even play the game like that? It's just ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
not. It's destroying a beloved franchise, and that's made by Peter Molyneux, the guy who did Fable and
Really?
yeah, and what was it? Oh, he did something else, but I can't remember. It was Dungeon Keeper, Fable. Yeah, those are the only two I have in my head.
I'll Google it real
Um,
quick.
I knew they were gonna Google it, so I didn't even bother.
What's the guy's name
but-
again? Peter.
Molyneux. He was creative Fable, Dungeon Keeper. Gosh, what else? He did something that was super like everyone loved it at the time, pretty much.
Yeah, okay, so he made Fable. Did he make the second and third one? I haven't
Yes,
played the
he-
first one, but I played the other two.
Did have his hands in the second and third ones, yeah.
Sweet.
He actually moved on to make his own studio again. Like Lionhead was his own studio, and now he went off and made another studio.
This studio's great, but I think this studio with this name,
I
with this
think
logo, will
I
be
like
better.
this studio more. Speaking of studios, Microsoft is having a fun time with their own investors.
Oh my
Um,
god, I know, right?
Like, oh hey, let's Microsoft get rid of like Bing being Surface and
I'm okay with that.
spinning off the Xbox into its own thing. Like, just get rid of everything and become like a software-only franchise.
He made the
Um,
theme park games.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Now the name hits me again. Yeah,
But yeah, he's like a respected industry. Like
he is. Theme park was a great game. God, I remember
man.
playing on that.
Yeah, it lost steam though when Roller Coaster Tycoon came out.
The first Roller Coaster Tycoon. That was like my first computer game or something. Fallout 1 was, but
Yeah,
that was like one of my first. I love that game. I have it on
all
my
the theme
computer.
games were awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
I remember
stuff.
how they used to be all
Um,
like intertwinable. That was the coolest part about them.
Yeah, you don't see too many of those games anymore though. I guess they lost their appeal after a while.
I really
Um,
wouldn't play them to be honest again
Yeah,
nowadays.
they,
So
like you can just go back and play like Roller Coaster Tycoon
yeah,
2
play
or
it for
3
an hour
get
and be
the
like,
same.
wow, that's a good nostalgia bomb. I'm gonna go play something better now. I'm gonna go play Titanfall.
Yeah, But- which is just around the corner now. It's, we're getting closer and closer.
Yep.
But I don't know if you guys have been watching this South Park game, The Stick of Truth.
I've heard a lot
Actually-
of stuff from it.
If you look on Steam, you know how Steam implemented the new tag system. Yeah. Well, if you go to the garbage tag, you'll find that game in there for some reason.
Really?
It's not even on
Yeah.
there, right?
Steam has actually been implementing. Valve can now letting Steam users flag as abusive and spoiler. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
You
So
mean like in reviews and stuff?
or in like tags and stuff. Like when you're tagging something like, oh, this is
Oh,
like
so you can't.
Barbie's-
Yeah.
Like I showed Brennan yesterday, like Barbie's Dreamland Adventures was classified under horror.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic MLG and stuff like
I
that.
could
It's
see
just
it.
like, you know,
That's what happens
Um,
when you give a system like that to the public, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
I mean,
just
You look at the garbage tag, and all it is games that are obviously bad. Like everybody's in
Yeah.
agreement with that, and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Well, everybody's in agreement about that one, anyways. But
So it's basically
there's
like
still a lot
what-
of money put into it.
Basically, like the new Walking Dead game and Infestation Survivor Stories and Call of Duty. That's all it is. That's all the garbage tag really is.
That's great.
You know, speaking of that, The Walking Dead. I know you guys been watching the show, but I haven't. But the Telltale series.
The season
Walking
2.
Dead. Yeah, season 2. I am really not. I really want to know when episode 2 is coming out because
How long has it been since episode 1 now?
episode 1 came out December 21st. It's
And they
been
haven't said
almost-
anything yet.
They haven't said a single thing about
Wow.
episode 2,
Weird.
and it's really disappointing. Really disappointing.
That's well, I mean, they're working on how many other projects now too.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they got-
working on The Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead, Borderlands, and
I'm excited for the Borderlands one.
Game of Thrones.
That's
Game of Thrones.
a lot of games to be working on at one time.
That's 4 different projects.
I can
Oh!
see why we haven't heard anything in a while.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of Borderlands, Gearbox says they're not making Borderlands 3 right now.
I didn't imagine them to.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Did
they're
they do
not-
that with the last one? Didn't they have like a big
Space.
break between?
Yeah, there was like what,
Yeah.
3 years, 3 years. Something
Yeah,
like that in between Borderlands 1 and 2?
came out in 2012.
Yeah.
So, and I think Borderlands 1 came out in 2009 or 2008.
8.
Yeah, 2009.
Was it? I thought it was 08. Never mind.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
because
the first
I remember that because
Borderlands.
I was actually in Amsterdam when Borderlands came out. I remember playing that there. That was a lot of fun. That game was fun, but yeah, they're saying they want to like let the current next gen consoles and everything advance a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like everyone get a little bit more comfortable with the next gen console before they start working on Borderlands 3.
I'm cool with that. As
And-
long as they're making another really awesome game, I'm cool with it.
And they're releasing their final DLC.
The
It's like that tropical island one.
Yeah.
It was Sir God, what's his
Hemlock.
name?
Hemlock.
Yeah, Sir Hammerlock's.
Hammerlock, that's what it was.
But yeah, that's last DLC for Borderlands 2. That's it's the end of
I
an
feel
era
like
now.
they've been like making so much DLC though. Like the only one I've played so far was Tiny Tina's.
Yeah, I haven't even beaten the game. I
Really?
tried getting through it, but I like after a while it's just like I get kind of bored
Yeah.
playing by myself.
That's
It's
the
just-
thing. Like Borderlands 2 is a really fun game with other people.
Yeah, it's just really boring by yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoying your sandwich there, Cake?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
But yeah,
This
it's
podcast has been sponsored by Subway,
yeah. Buy your sandwich $5 foot long.
where they tell you the sandwich is $5, but when you go to buy it, it's actually 12.
When you go
Yeah,
to
Jesus.
subway.com, go to the top left and click the sandwich with a microphone on it to get your half off price.
And a free base.
Somebody's probably. We're gonna like make that joke like later or something when there's more people, and someone's gonna be like, "You guys were lying to me." And I'm like, you could not detect the sarcasm.
I need my sandwich.
You should just get something in OBS that whenever we say something really sarcastic, you should just click it and it just flashes sarcasm.
It'll pop up in the top left. Sarcasm, sarcasm, sarcasm.
Well, Clint, you're a residential promoter, so it's up to you to get us all the sponsors and stuff. So
Yep.
you know.
I'll go down to Subway and be like, "Hey, can you sponsor this podcast with like, 10 viewers?"
Yeah, it's like, how many people do you have? Well, we had like a total concurrent of 4 viewers the other night.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Those 4 people,
One of-
that's $20 for you if they all come and get a foot long.
One of them wasn't even us. But nah, going back to video games though. The Last of Us just came out with a DLC today.
Yeah.
The Left Behind. I hear that's actually really, really good. It's actually a really good
I
DLC.
haven't read too much on it. I'm kind of like I don't want to read anything because I'm afraid I'm gonna get spoils for it.
Yeah, supposedly it's a really, really heartfelt kind of thing, you know. Not as dark and gruesome as like the base game, but it's supposed to be more of a, I guess, lighthearted tone. That's what I'm getting. It's supposed to be a lot more, you know, fun, I guess. It's you know, because talking about Ellie's backstory, not getting into spoilers or anything, or try not to, but you know, it's just getting into Ellie's backstory and all that before she met Joel.
Oh, that's
Last
cool. I
of
like
Us.
that.
Yeah.
Now,
But
did they-
supposedly it's really good.
Did they remove combat like in general, or is there still like a
No,
combat
yeah, it still
aspect
has
to it?
combat.
Oh, okay.
It still has combat. It's a little interesting how it works, but like I said, I don't want to go into any spoilers for it. But basically, you know, it's like before Ellie met Joel, so she's not as
Oh,
combat.
okay. She's just kind of like, "Hey, Joel, kill him!
Yeah.
Joel, here I found some ammo. Use it."
Yeah, no, see, that's Elizabeth.
Oh, that's Elizabeth. Well,
But that's
Joel,
alright,
Ellie did that
wait.
too.
Ellie killed everybody for me. I'm serious. She would
Well,
jump
not,
on
well,
people-
that's
she
after
would
the
jump
game.
on people's back, and she would just stab everyone to death. I like only had to kill maybe half the people. She just stabbed everyone to death on the back.
She made Joel look bad.
Joel, come on, you're 50. Let's go.
Come on, dude. Jesus. Oh man.
How old was he?
But
Like actual age?
but so I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but
I want to know.
like, did you guys see that new Sonic redesign thing? That Sonic Boom.
No, I heard about it though.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful. Like,
Okay.
Sonic looks the same. Like they just slapped a scarf on him, but Knuckles is the worst one. Good lord. Oh,
Wait,
God.
I'll go see
I'm not even upset about Knuckles. I'm upset about Tails.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
got
yeah.
she's got headphones on and goggles, and the headphones like aren't even up on her ears. They're like back here, like for us, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I don't
But
know.
that game's running on the CryEngine 3.
is it really?
Yeah, it's running on CryEngine 3.
Maybe we'll actually have
those-
like a Nintendo game in full HD.
Wait, so now oh, what's the villain's name in that? In the Sonic universe.
Robotnik.
Robotnik.
Dr.
I wonder
Robotnik,
how
or
much
Dr.
like
Eggman or something.
physics he's gonna have on his mustache and his hair.
Yeah, the stash. It's gonna be like you can see in each individual strand of hair.
You
Now
can see like
for
the termites, not the termites, the lice in his mustache hair.
It'll cost you 99 cents for each lice microtransaction.
you want to complete this mission? Well, you got to buy one lice off of Robotnik. Sorry.
$5.99.
For the other characters, are they gonna stay like cartoony, or are they gonna be like dunked in CGI and hair physics and tress effects? And
I don't know.
they need to talk to
Completely
Ubisoft and get tress effects for Sonic and Tails and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tails,
This,
her tail has like tress effects on it.
Next thing you come up, you see Dr. Robotnik with his like mustache. She's like every time he like goes
Just
up
like
and down.
rises up, he's like my shit just like.
That'd be great for the audio pod. if we had
Tress
good audio.
effects.
But yeah, Oh, so Mark,
Mustache
you and
spells out
I
Trespects.
played GTA Online.
Yes.
About an hour ago.
Yeah.
And they released that new content pack.
So cool.
It's like a Valentine's Day massacre. And it's actually really cool. Like
It is.
You go back to like a 1930 type like Tommy guns and pinstripe
Yeah.
suits and all that. It's really really neat.
It kind of like
play for us the new stuff. Just
Yeah.
get this ready up here.
No, let's not do that. We don't want to get copyright. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you mean,
seeing
copyright?
like all the content that they introduced and whatnot to it,
I'm kidding.
it doesn't like change gameplay aspects, but it's just one of those little cosmetic things that it's like, oh, I'm from the 30s. I'm gonna go mow down a barber shop because that's what they did in the 30s.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like I was sitting in the barber shop, and you're like, Sam,
There's a tank out front.
and
What?
I just see you get blown up, and I'm just like, I'm just getting a haircut.
I'm just getting a haircut, man. I'm just getting a haircut.
That was so hilarious. Just that the like, but as ambitious as Rockstar was with it, I don't really hear much about GTA Online anymore.
I don't either. Like I think the main reason is because they promised so much.
Well,
They promised so much, and then there was nothing there. It's like
they promised so much. Going back to our discussion on servers,
yeah,
like the first couple of weeks, I couldn't even get in without losing
Yeah.
like my character, and that really killed
that
it for me.
yeah, it did. It killed it for me too, because I mean, when it launched that first day, we grinded for that whole day. I mean, we were both like
Yeah.
level 15 by the end of
Yeah.
the night, and it was just like it was gone the next day, which is understandable, and I accept it if it happens.
If it's needed, yeah.
But
But-
like, did they just forget to turn the save feature on their servers?
Yeah,
Like that's what
and-
it seemed like. It's not like we had like connection problems. It was just like
and they
not
delayed
there.
it for 2 weeks. Like
yeah,
in those 2 weeks, you couldn't have like I don't know stress tested your servers or
yeah. Have a
I don't
beta.
know. You like
Yeah.
you
Just maybe like
have-
limited it to like a little part of the map.
Yeah,
maybe?
just to run stress tests and server problems, but apparently not. Or
Well,
just have like the team
Mark.
deathmatch.
Someone
I
said
never
hi to you
had
on
I
the
never had any of
chat.
those problems because I just started the first time I played GTA Online, like I got the game the day it came out and I played it and everything. And I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna play GTA Online.
Yeah,
But there were so many problems. I'm like, I'll wait till after all these problems are over. And when all the problems are over, I'm just like, I don't really want to.
I don't care for it anymore. Yeah,
I've been in story mode for.
Because everybody's got everything,
weeks.
and they're
Yeah.
just using it to kill you, basically.
Yeah, and then so I decided to play a few days ago. The moment I had to go into passive mode because the moment I got anywhere, they just hunted me down and killed me
Yeah.
because they saw
with
my
tanks.
level.
With tanks.
So I had
Well-
to go into passive mode.
Mark and I just like we played that hour ago. They were on a server and it was like with it had a whole bunch of hackers on it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like there was this one guy that was hacked in a building, and anyone who came near him, they just
He would
died.
delete
It
vehicles
was-
if they came close to the building so that
Yeah,
we wouldn't have cover and
He deleted like civilians and cop cars and all that stuff. It's just like you couldn't get close to him without dying. And it's just
Yeah.
like, well,
yeah, that's the thing too. Like just all the problems that they've had, and I'm still waiting for the big heist for multiplayer. Like I mean, it's
yeah. What happened to those?
It's-
on Twitter, all I see when it's about GTA 5 is where are the heists? When
Yeah,
are the heists coming?
exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, they even showed it in the most recent trailer. Like they're like, oh, we have these big heists and whatnot. You sign online, they're still not there, and they haven't even like
It's like-
announced when they're coming either.
yeah, that's the annoying part.
Like it
with,
looks like they put all this effort into online, but they only worked on it like 6 months before they released the game.
What it seems to be like lately, all these games releasing all these problems, and then they don't fix these problems, or they don't give stuff that they promised us or anything. I think that kind of shows that we just like don't care for that stuff as much as we should. 'Cause
You attribute it to
yeah.
do you attribute it to like game developers? They can just patch in stuff now. They don't need to complete a game.
I think it's the big grandfather companies overhead that
Yeah.
forcing them to release on this time frame. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's why
100%.
indie games do so well. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, why would you invest in a brand new idea when you can have an idea that's already been used and it'll
and
make money?
And people like trust it, or
Yeah.
not really necessarily trust it, but use
I
it.
love indie games, and like
Yeah, but
my
they
favorite games are indie games.
think about how many like hundreds of indie games fail each year.
Yeah.
And then like compare it to like how many AAA titles fail in the year.
For
Like-
example, Mark, when you played Dead Linger.
Yeah. Like that was a really ambitious game. I got so excited for that game, but they released it so early, and it's a good idea, but they didn't have anything in it. The game ran awful, it looked nasty, and it still looks nasty, and they feel like they're completing something.
Well, what about DayZ though? Well, I guess the difference between DayZ is like Rocket actually put like, don't play this game.
Yeah.
If you
But
don't
not
wanna
not
be-
even just that, but they already had a completed game to work off
Yeah,
of.
they did.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It
true.
was basically
It's just a
switching
mod.
all the engine over and applying
Yeah.
like effects and stuff.
Which is still
I
a
like-
lot of work. Like, don't even. I'm not trying to say
Yeah.
that it's not a lot of work. It's just that
They
they
can
already
make it
had
now.
like something complete. It's like you already had half the cake done.
I think
Well,
the reason that that most indie games don't really do well is because people know that these indie games are there.
Yeah.
Like most people probably know like a popular indie game that's coming out. But the thing is, everyone knows it, but no one cares to go for it because it's an indie game.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not made by like a.
I
not a
feel a whole lot
publisher,
more
developer.
like I would rather spend $60 on a AAA title from a company that I know than $60 on an indie game that I've never heard of anything
Thing
about.
is,
Yeah.
how many indie games do you know that go for $60?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you can't. There's like a different level of.
Most indie games
Yeah.
are like what, 10, sometimes
15,
lower.
20.
I've seen
10
like an
10 to
indie game
30.
go as high
I've
as
seen,
30.
Like 30
Yeah.
maximum.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is like indie games are really like ingenious. Like they push the gaming industry forward with their ingenuity.
Yeah.
Most newer, like it's very rare when you get a AAA title.
What
that
just
keeps
happened?
Really,
Sam
What
keeps
just
Hold on,
cutting
Sam.
out.
Sam, reset your sentence. You like cut out for a second. You're good now. It's just you like cut out like your first like 2 words.
I got
Yeah, well,
confused.
I thought it was just me, so I was just letting it go because you
No,
guys
no,
didn't
he
look like.
skipped.
it's like indie games are. It's very rare when you find a AAA title that's like
Yeah.
reshapes the entire gaming industry. Indie games, I feel like, try to do that because
Yeah.
that's what
That's
makes
what'll
them
get them
stand
money.
out.
Yeah.
That's where they get the money is by making those ingenious ideas, like games like Nidhogg, where it's like has a really neat art style.
Yeah.
It's just one-on-one, and you're basically dual sorting like against like one other person. It's just really cool. Or
Right.
even games like the Stanley Parable, which is just a narrative type deal.
Yeah.
Very fun for $15, but
Dive kick.
Dive
Kick. The most simple idea.
2 buttons.
We're
2
forgetting,
buttons.
we're forgetting like the biggest indie game of them all, which wasn't exactly innovative.
oh, Minecraft.
Yeah, it was just creative.
That wasn't no, that was that revolutionized a lot of things. I don't
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like we would have
I think it really brought back like indie games like having 8-bit
Yeah.
graphics now, because I look at a lot of popular indie games. They all like.
That's the thing.
they're-
That's another thing that bothers me though about indie games. They can have positive effects and negative effects. For me, I would rather have a game that looks pretty than one that with 8-bit graphics. That's just me though.
It really depends on the style of the game.
Yeah.
Like Nidhogg, it looks. I think it would look better with the 8-bit graphics that it has
Hmm.
instead of the like full.
See, there's a difference between a game looking bad and being 8-bit, because 8-bit, it brings a style and a theme to the
Mhm,
game. But
yeah.
if you have bad graphics, that means like low textures, like no anti-aliasing or something. or,
Yeah.
like very bad filters or something. That's just bad graphics. 8-bit, I wouldn't call it bad graphics. I call it now more of a style
Yeah.
graphics.
Mhm.
And then there's an indie game I saw that I was gonna try and get some form of sponsorship with through Kickstarter. It had the best graphics ever. Like it like took Far Cry 3 and made it. It's like it basically just completely destroyed it. It was about
Mm.
robots or mechs or something. I can't remember what it's called. I need to look it up.
Or
But it
Chrome
looked-
Tart? Oh, no, I'm just
It
kidding.
looked amazing. And apparently
It sounds a
it's
lot like
played-
Titanfall.
It does sound a lot like Titanfall.
We already did that.
But
Um,
it was like a puzzle game, but you played as a robot. I'm gonna look it up.
That just sounds cool, actually. No, there's that one Kickstarter game that just exploded in popularity. It's that game called Star Citizen.
Oh my
I think it,
god.
like, racked up like 300
That's-
million or something like that.
New graphics card. That is going to be a game on my list to play because
Wait,
it just
what
looks
game is it? I
so
wasn't listening.
gorgeous.
Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
Star Citizen.
I can't wait. Wait, have you guys seen Get Even?
No.
It's,
Wait.
it's supposed to be like a big next gen game, and it's supposed to revolutionize like FPS multiplayer. Because basically, it's a single player game, and you get into it. But the thing is, you don't know if the people you're fighting are AI or people. who
Yeah,
decided
okay,
to
yeah,
join
I
your-
know what you're talking about
decided
now.
to join your your game. So you think you're playing single player, but it's really multiplayer, and
Yeah.
you're killing actual players. Of course, you're probably more like boss-like than they are because you're the main character and you're supposed to live and stuff.
You
But
have customizable stuff, and they just have like stock like.
yeah, they're basically just really, and you probably have more health and everything.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like Watch Dogs' idea put into an FPS in a sense.
Oh man, did you hear about
Yeah.
did you hear about the thing that went on with Watch Dogs and the abandonment of their trademark?
Yeah.
Like some sort of prankster.
Freaking hackers. I honestly
right?
want to know what that's like though.
Well,
Like,
it wasn't
how
even
can
a
you just
hacker.
walk into an office and be like, "Yeah, I want to cancel this trademark on my game," and they don't ask for any identification. They're just
They
like,
did,
"Oh
he
yeah."
forged it. They did. He forged. Well, they didn't ask for any identification.
Yeah,
but he
wait,
forged
you
the
can cancel a
signature.
trademark by like forging a signature? Really?
Yeah,
Like that's a
signature.
thing?
Like he forged the president of Ubisoft's signature, and like Ubisoft was sitting there, and it's like, hey, we got a letter that said Watch Dogs is canceled.
What?
Or like the trademark was canceled. Like, what?
That guy, like,
And it's just
I
like,
was like,
how, you can
oh,
do
is this
that.
it?
That easy. Speaking of trademarks, Candy Crush Saga,
Yeah.
trademarking
found
Candy
it.
and Saga.
I thought it was just
Apparent-
candy.
No,
I thought they, like-
they trademarked Candy and Saga.
In the
But they
same name.
In the same word, or like did they just trademark like candy as a word and then saga as a word?
You
Both.
can't. You can't trademark
Saga.
them like
Did you say
separate.
Saga?
Yep, you can't. They did. They did.
Like
They
you have
trademarked
Saga in
both?
it.
They trademarked both. They trademarked the word candy and they trademarked the word saga because they're trying to take down the banner saga on Steam.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a new game that just came out. Like a couple weeks ago. They're trying to take it down because it. Yeah, I know, right? Don't even bring up Candy Crush Saga. I'm like looking at the Twitch.
I don't have the Twitch chat open, so actually I should probably have that open.
But did
But-
you hear what they did to this one guy, this one developer of this game? What was it? It was like Candy Swipe.
Yeah. That came out like 2 years before or like a year before.
And you know what Candy Crush Saga did? Make King Studios. They bought a game that was made before his that had the word candy in it, and they said, "Okay, yeah, you got to get rid of it because we've been owning it since 2009 now."
Damn.
I'm not
Yeah.
downloading that game anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't yet. I'm not going to now.
That's unbelievable.
Mark, did you click that link?
and he sent them like a loaded
Is it in
message, like,
TeamSpeak
I
or
made
Skype?
I made Candy
Skype.
Swipe.
I
in
can't
honor
open it,
in-
or it'll bring up
in
the
memory
chat.
of my dead mother,
Oh.
like who died at 69. And it's like, thanks for ruining my life. Like, it's all that. It was an emotionally loaded letter. Like, screw you.
That's
like, pretty much.
unbelievable.
Oh, is
I
it
know.
that game that you're talking about?
Yeah.
That mech
It
game?
looks. I think this is like if you guys were watching the trailer, I think this is like in game footage. It looks fantastic.
Trailer?
Oh well,
I don't-
you have to click on the you have to like go to the Kickstarter and stuff. But
Oh.
So, moving
here's
on.
the trailer link.
Oh, I found it.
So,
I've never heard of this banner saga. I gotta look at this.
yeah, it's actually it's like a sort of medieval, or not medieval. It's like a Viking style. Like, you have like these humans, but then you have like these huge guys that have like horns, and it's a really stylized type of game. It's made by
That
like,
looks
former
cool.
It was made by former BioWare developers, so it does look really really cool.
Is it like a oh, it's a turn-based.
Yes.
I love the art style. That looks gorgeous.
It really does. You know, go look at you can watch a Total Biscuit. WTF is
Cake, you can't. What were you trying to do,
biscuit.
Cake?
Dot like in the parentheses net.
No,
Yeah,
oh,
Moobot
yeah.
doesn't like that.
Give me the link.
So
Here,
Total
yeah,
Biscuit.
give him.
It's just send the resetgame.net one.
Oh, that
But
one.
continue, Sam.
But you know, Total Biscuit got another video taken down.
I can't believe that. Real? What did he do this time? Or
Yeah, he didn't
what
do
I
anything.
should
He
say?
just,
What did somebody do to him this time? Is how I should word
Yeah,
it.
Or we
they,
should say who did not like his opinion.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It was his Guys of the Wolf video. Which when I watched it, it was a
Really?
looking game. Yep. They said they took his video down, and they basically went on Twitter saying, "Yeah, we didn't do anything," and basically
Unbelievable.
and he even had proof. He had an email that they sent to him. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna make a big deal about this. This is your idea, but and then they came back and said on Twitter, dude, why are you photoshopping that email? Don't do that. That's not cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they threatened him with like lawyers and stuff too. It's just like, what?
Over a damn. Well, I can.
You could probably
The
like,
game looks nasty. I'm gonna be completely honest. The game looks nasty. It has way too many bugs. Like to
Yeah,
be completely honest.
It's just like, why?
I've
Did you
never
not see what
heard.
happened with
Why are you messing with Total Biscuit?
It's like, did you
That's
see
all
what
I'm
happened with
asking.
Day One's Gary incident?
Yeah.
It's just like, why would you even try? You know who you're dealing with. It's Total Biscuit. It's just crazy.
He makes me like. That's why another reason. Like he was one of the people that made me want to start reviewing stuff and whatnot. Just because he sets the bar for it, and he says we are a new industry of. Oh, my webcam froze. We are a new industry of reviewers, and we're not going to take crap just because we're on the internet.
And well, he has enough of a following
Yeah.
that if somebody does that crap to him, his followers basically just be like, "We're just gonna like screw this you
Yeah.
guys up." I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm not.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's
I'm
like
not
it's
gonna
like you never
know.
hear of this in like a movie review. If somebody like, I'm trying to think of a popular movie reviewer. None of the names are coming to my mind.
This probably does happen. Just nobody cares.
Well, I tried to follow up on like reviewers for movies and other stuff like that, like in a newspaper or something that, some people still read. And
Yeah.
you never hear about this ever of something this awful happening.
Yeah.
People should just not learn to like not mess with anybody
This
who has
Josh
enough
knows this guy
following
got the
to
right
kill
idea.
you.
He does.
No, but it's just like, man, I can't imagine like dealing with that. Like, oh, hey, I gave my honest review,
Yeah.
my honest opinion of a game. I said it was bad. And as a developer, you should take that to heart. You shouldn't be like,
Yeah.
oh, I shouldn't I'm not gonna make any money. You should be like, okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna work with it. Gonna make it can help me make my game better.
Yeah.
If you mess with somebody like that, I don't know. I don't know how famous he is. I don't really watch him.
He's famous.
He's pretty big.
Yeah, I
he's-
know
yeah.
of him. But if you do that, you're not gonna have a big following after that.
Yeah.
But
They're also
I
looking
think-
like go on, Kick.
I think what he should start doing before he says for a review, they should have the people publicly announce that Total Biscuit is doing a review beforehand.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
yeah.
you know that he's gonna do it anyways because WTF is pretty much
Yeah.
any game that comes out on Steam. By the way, my favorite thing I like to do on Steam now is look at the top sellers list, and just
Okay.
watch like games like Borderlands 2 was on sale like last weekend, and then once it goes off, just see DayZ climb back up to the top.
I
It's my
know,
favorite
it's
thing to do.
incredible. It
It's
honestly
ridiculous.
is.
selling so fast.
And it's kind
ridiculous.
of funny too because if you go like I wanted to play DayZ standalone the other day, I went on there and there was only maybe like 30 servers with people on them,
It
Well,
has
which
over
blows my mind because there's so many people buying it.
a million and almost a million and a half.
Yeah.
1,400,000 people about the game.
It's unbelievable.
Well, did you hear like all the new updates that are coming out for it?
Yeah, there's a lot of like ambitious
There's-
updates coming out.
Yeah.
Every time an
Yeah.
update comes out, I'm just like, ooh.
My favorite thing is that Rock's gonna add in a facepalm animation.
I heard the rain system is the next big thing coming up. The whole
Yeah,
new
yeah.
weather, a dynamic
Did-
weather system.
Did you hear about the settings though? Like
What do
if
you
you're
mean?
in like low and medium, it rains inside buildings. And if you're on
Oh.
above high, or
Really?
like high and up, yeah, it doesn't rain in buildings. So I'm just sitting there it's like, oh, I'm gonna be all wet.
All the time.
Does it still
I'm
affect
gonna
you?
be
Like, is the
fine.
rain like an actual like, a model where it actually affects you, or is it just like a graphical error?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
probably when
I
you go
guess
inside
it's a
buildings.
graphical error.
Probably when you go inside of buildings, it'll like.
And he's probably
Oh.
just like, I don't feel like doing this. I'll wait till later.
Defibrillators now work
Or-
differently.
Yeah, they.
How- You can't revive dead people.
Can't revive dead people, and if you're unconscious, it's like you have to check for pulse, and if there's an irregular pulse, that's when you can use it.
But if it's a normal
Hmm.
pulse, if you shock them, then they're dead.
Uh-huh.
Thing is, The moment I've gone unconscious, I've always died. So I've like never found anybody who's actually
Yeah,
unconscious.
on the
Yeah.
standalone, I noticed. Like anytime you go unconscious, you're
You
basically dead.
respawn. That's all. That's what I do. If I go on unconscious, which I haven't yet, except
Or
for
go
when
through
Sam
walls.
like poisons me.
What can I say?
Um,
Dr. Sam, MD.
I just respawn because there's no reason to sit there for like a half hour waiting and hoping that somebody's gonna come by with a freaking defibrillator.
Yeah. No,
Meanwhile, you can't even speak either when you're unconscious, so you can't like ask for help or something.
but I'm liking where that game is going. It's
It
looking
is.
good so far.
It's really ambitious, and I love the way it's going. I just can't wait till they add vehicles.
Yeah,
They
I
need
know,
to
right?
fix it when I'm on top of the hospital killing somebody with a baseball bat, and that guy's like, "I'm gonna jump off the top of the hospital." Jumps off the top, and he lives. And then I go downstairs and finish him off because I think he's dead. Shoots me in the face. How can you live jumping off the top of a hospital after I hit you with a baseball bat like 6 times?
To be honest, I'd just be happy with a bicycle right now. It's just something to get across
Anything.
the map faster.
I ended up
Anything.
killing him.
Or like, no, what he needs, what Rocket needs to add is jet skis.
I
That's
heard
how
he's.
he-
From what I've read from Rocket on, because I try to keep up on his Reddit posts and whatnot, because Daisy is a big game and it's something that I really like to follow up on my channel and whatnot. And apparently, what he wants to do is he wants to like makeshift vehicles. Like if you find like a hole on the side of the road, he wants you to be able to walk over and fix it and turn it into a vehicle.
What? So we're going like Dead Rising 3 on this place?
Apparently.
Find a car.
That's
Kinda
a
like,
nice
on the
tire.
outside has no
What
engine.
what was that DayZ mod that we used to play? The one that was like set in the future, like 10 years ahead of the apocalypse. Similar. You know what I'm talking about? Those similar to
Breaking
the.
Point?
Was
that
it
one?
Breaking Point or was it? It was like 2017.
Yeah.
2017. That's what it was called. And like that was the kind of vehicles that he kind of wants to implement, like the ones that are kind of like destroyed, but you can still fix them, and they have like.
We
you
didn't
know.
play that one too much.
That's a
we
nice
kind of
tire
tried it.
with like no rubber on it. I have a few things of duct tape and a few things of metal.
Oh look, I have a air tank. I'll just fill the duct tape up with air, and that'll work.
You just see yourself and you mount like a thing of you just mounted like an air tank.
Yeah.
You just unrelease a valve and you just go flying. That'd be great.
But we got
Rocket did
about
an AMA on Reddit the other day.
we got about 10 minutes, so we'll finish up
Yeah.
on some topics and whatnot.
Yeah, let's go through some other things like
Speed through topics.
let's see. So yeah, so Cake was actually one of the people who got a wrong code for Titanfall. He said it
Yeah.
earlier, but it's like EA is like sending out Respawn sending out wrong codes for.
As long as they're
Like-
doing it now. That's
No,
all
the
that
thing
matters.
is, they're not sending out PC codes to people who want Xbox codes. Everybody wants a PC code. Not everyone, but some people are getting Xbox codes instead of PC codes. But that's it.
So
They're not
everybody's getting Xbox codes, but not everybody's getting PC codes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw some people on Twitter though earlier in the hashtag because I'm trying to like see what's going on and whatnot. And some guy asked for an Xbox code and got a PC code and wanted to know if anybody would trade.
Really?
And I looked at a couple other
that's
people.
The first I ever heard of
It was
that.
like maybe 20 minutes before we started, so
Oh.
Yeah.
it might be happening now. Like instead they switched
that
it.
was like a few hours ago. I
Yeah.
already got Titanfall downloaded and everything because they fixed it for me. It's supposed to be fixed in like 2 hours. It took them about 5, but
Yeah.
I tweeted Vince and he tweeted me back. By the way, never tweet to Vince with a question that multiple people can answer. I'll give you that in a second. I tweeted to Vince and he told me it might take up to 6 hours. He said he's been hearing about that. But
Damn.
oh my god, my tablet! I have my tablet here. It's hooked up to my Twitter, and I had the sound on, and all I hear was
Bloop, 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 bloop.
boop, because people are just sitting there tweeting to me, giving me the question. People are favoriting the tweets that I'm being mentioned in. People are retweeting it, and the people who are getting retweeted.
What were
too,
like
just-
what were the like responses?
They were all the same. Hold on, let me bring it up.
All right, well he's finding that, Sam. Bring up the next thing.
So anyways, the Xbox One update's rolling out today.
They're bringing back party chat correctly.
No, that's next month.
That's next month.
Yeah, that's gonna be when Titanfall launches.
Oh, okay.
Some guy asked if you
Oh.
can make an Xbox code, if the PC codes work on Xbox or something. The guy said people are telling me it took over 2 hours for them. Another guy's like EA sucks and is not helping. He tweeted that directly to Vince first though, and then he tweeted it back to me with Vince's handle in it. And then somebody says, you should totally give that code to me. I'm like, then I can't get my PC code, you stupid. let's see. What was another funny one that I got?
But yeah, I think we should clarify like what all systems we own, so that way people aren't confused.
You want me to go
Like-
first or you
all
go
yeah,
first?
okay.
PlayStation
Mark,
3,
you go.
PC, PlayStation 3. Literally the only things I have.
Cake.
Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I actually have 2 of both of those, and I have like 4 Wii's. Then I have a PC. Yeah.
You got to
Oh.
move your hand 4 times then. You got to be like, we.
Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I have.
Brennan.
I have a Wii. Use my finger. Wii.
That's your thumb,
PlayStation
Brendan.
3,
Gosh.
And PC.
A very crappy PC.
Okay, and I own them all.
The laptop.
You own them all.
Yeah. No,
While
I
I'm
think
playing my
it's a
games
good
on
thing
the
that we
plane, you can
let the audience
sit and
know
just
like
stare at the
what
wall.
we own, so that way they know like, oh, Mark doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, of course he knows what
Mark's
he's talking
Mark's a
about.
damn PlayStation fanboy. He doesn't know anything about Xbox.
Yeah, it's like, well, of course not. Mark doesn't like. Well, of course, Mark isn't like up to date on all the Xbox or
Yeah.
PS3 or Wii, like Nintendo news, because he doesn't own the console. It's like
Beyond
how-
primarily PC because indie games, better graphics, and.
But we're not asking why you're a PC elitist, Clint. We're just asking like what consoles you have.
Yeah.
That's
Saying, I don't know much about the other consoles.
Says the
like, I
guy
don't
with
follow
4
much.
Or no, it just says Wii's. Sam's
But
also
yeah,
Wii U.
the Xbox One update starting to roll out today. It adds the on-screen battery power, the ability to see and
Wait,
manage
they didn't
storage
have
space.
that?
No.
No,
They
why
don't have
would
that.
they?
Why would you
Why would
not
they?
have that on? Like how did you tell how much battery you had left?
Well,
You couldn't.
You
When the
couldn't.
controller died, it died.
Was there a thing like saying like you have 5 minutes
Nope.
left? It
Nope,
just shut
nothing.
off.
So
It
you're
just shut off,
basically
I'm like-
you're basically in game, and suddenly your controller dies. Like.
And I'm like, I need to go run and find AA battery right now.
You're literally
They're
standing
still
in the
using
middle of the
double A's.
battlefield.
No,
No,
I
you're on the
switched out.
top of a Titan and your battery just dies. You're just sitting there like, well, I'm just gonna hitch on
Like
for the ride.
like I have my Xbox One controller right here. This one uses a plain charge kit.
Mm.
Because I was like, after I lost battery power and I couldn't find any AA's, I was like, okay, this is a problem. I need to go get a plain charge kit. I'll plop down $60 for that. But yeah, and it also allows the ability to use a USB keyboard on the Xbox One.
That's cool. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
hooking up I had a spare keyboard for my PlayStation. I loved using that for like texting and other stuff over the
I used to have the little attachment thing that was like it popped on the top. And
Yeah.
you had to like plug a cable in on the bottom, and then like you had to like. It's very awkward, but it's like basically kind of like one of the old style click type phone things.
Yeah.
Not like T9, but the keyboards.
But Mark, the update you were talking about, the one that comes out in March, it adds the ability to get to your friends list faster. Party chat will be turned on by default. Chat with friends playing different games, and also Microsoft is releasing an Xbox One stereo headset that includes support for chat and separate volume levels for chat and game audio. Also, they're releasing a stereo adapter that allows you to use headsets like the ones you all have.
That's so bizarre that, something that was so vitally important to previous generation, they're like, we don't need that. This is next gen.
Well, I think the
Who wants to
problem is
talk to
that
people?
When Microsoft had to do that like big 180 reversal, like
Yeah.
they had to change up so many things with their OS, and I think everything was a little bit rushed.
on even like a generation that is just
Sam's
For a
internet
generation
Sam's
that has
internet
existed for
slowly
almost,
died
like-
out. Okay?
Beautiful.
This is a slight network error.
but,
Don't
yeah,
worry, I'm still here, everyone. Don't worry.
but for a generation,
Like 5
for a
minutes out.
console.
I'm back.
God dang it! Can I talk now?
Go.
Okay, for
Yeah.
for console generations that existed for almost 8 years now, I still can't take this headset, plug it in, and listen to chat and game at the same time.
But it's made
Yeah.
for something different.
I don't care what
Like
it's made
that-
for. It's surprisingly that you cannot take a USB headset and plug it directly into there and listen to chat and game at the same time.
Not really, because it's supported for a certain market.
Yeah, like, did you buy a PC headset or did you buy a console headset?
Why should it matter? I could
Because
plug a
it's
USB
directed
port-
at a certain market.
Like, if you go buy a Turtle Beach that's capable of all of them, you have so many cords. Like the one I
Yeah.
have is you have like 3
I
different
have-
ports
I
you
have
got.
this
but the
little-
thing is, with this thing, I can listen to chat and I can talk in chat, but I can't hear the game.
Well, that's because it's not supported. You're trying to use something that isn't supported. Like I have to have
It can
this
easily be supported.
if you
Anyway,
wanted
this-
to.
This is the
Moving on-
PlayStation headset.
moving
PlayStation
on.
wireless one.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation front, they're also giving an update to their console that allows for the use of stereo headsets.
How is that something that isn't like necessary when when
Well-
the console launches?
It's like they're building. It's like building a new OS.
I
No,
know, but
just-
generally you should have necessary stuff like that on
Well,
day
that's the-
one.
That's the beautiful thing about the consoles, though. It's like,
Is Sam on a sync for you guys?
Yes.
I'll refresh
Hello.
your camera real quick. Just like turn it off and turn it back on.
anyways,
This is the picture.
but anyways, no. Continuing on, it's just
It didn't come back on.
no, the video doesn't want to come back on. It's really annoying me right now. It just says turn off video. That's just great. Heavy breathing. That's what I'm feeling right now.
One thing I don't understand about consoles and stuff, why you can't just simply have like every headset work. I mean, it's a USB port.
I know,
Make it
but
work.
you're
Proprietary. It's money.
yeah.
Make money. That's it. That's all.
Turtle Beach partners with PlayStation so that they can have their headsets work on the console and nobody else's.
Yep. Razer partners with Microsoft, so that way
Yeah.
only peripherals come out on. Razer peripherals only come out on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's just.
This
It's
is
just.
the type of competition that doesn't help the consumer.
No, it does.
Yeah. It does. It's all.
Because I can't,
com-
because I have to go buy a new headset. That doesn't
Yeah.
help me. I don't want to spend extra $60 for an
It's
extra
too bad.
headset that I'm only going to use.
Then
like,
don't buy it. Like it's not necessary. It's
What's
nice.
going on with my
You
video?
buy what you need. You don't
Yeah.
buy what.
I don't think Microsoft expects you to have a PlayStation.
Nah.
They expect you
Especially-
to buy an
I'm not saying
Xbox
that.
One.
I'm saying I have a PC. I would like to use this headset that I
It's
use.
kind of like the Turtle Beach line. There's 2 different lines. There's the Xbox
Yeah.
and PC, and then there's the PS3, Xbox,
And then they have the really expensive one that works on
yeah, then
both.
you get the MLG blue ones or whatever.
Or mine, the PX3s that are like super
Yeah.
old.
I
They
don't
work
know.
on
guys,
everything.
We're gonna have to be wrapping this up soon.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get anything out of the way. Is there anything you want to say, Mark?
I want to just I want to
Cat.
I want to make a quick thing real quick. For our next podcast, if you did enjoy, I want you because this is probably going to go up on my YouTube channel, the TNNC YouTube channel, and anybody
Sam,
else's. If you could leave comments in the
Everybody's
description if
cut
there's
out for me.
anything. Oh.
Yeah, me too.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody did though.
If you could leave comments in the description about things that we can improve on, things that we went wrong, anything new that you want to add, and other stuff like that. Just criticism if you want to as well. And then also if you have any
Constructive criticism. No,
any
it's
any
not.
other questions, because I would like to for like next podcast if we could answer questions that you guys have or specific topics that you want us to talk about. I'm gonna list everybody's Twitter in the description if you have a specific question that you want to ask us that we can bring up at an next podcast, and other stuff like that, just so to make this podcast a little bit better and have like some stuff in it.
Also, we're planning to make this a weekly thing.
Mhm.
Fridays at 8:00 Central Standard Time, or
9 o'clock
GMT
East.
minus 6.
Eastern
If
Standard Time
there's
9.
if there's a different day of the week, I'm guessing we'll make an announcement.
Make a
And,
Twitter
yeah.
announcement.
But we will always, or we will pre-record the podcast if,
Mhm. If something
something
really
comes
drastic happens, like
or
a
if it's
holiday
like
or
a
something.
holiday,
Yeah.
Or if one of us
Oh.
dies.
And Sam, are you signed into the No Name Twitch?
I am indeed.
I want to make like a comment in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To, just like so that they can go follow or whatever.
But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have to wrap things up now. So
We should
thanks
probably
everyone for
mention
watching.
that we change the host every now and then.
Nah.
Markiplier. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And we hope to see you all next time. Make sure you say bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I guess.
You're rude, Clint.